Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the signs he is manipulating you. Ladies, take note because this is so important. You have to know if you are being emotionally manipulated by your man. Remember, the Love Hub is a judgment free zone. We don't judge women here. We are your safe space. Now let's get to the topic. Sign 1. Your partner crosses boundaries. When you are in a relationship, even though you share everything with your partner, there are times that you should still live your own life. You should both set boundaries to have a healthy relationship. One of the popular signs that a guy's manipulating you is when he crosses those boundaries. When you tell a partner that you are or aren't comfortable with something, it is up to them if they will meet you halfway. However, it should never feel like you are being threatened or pressured into doing so. You need personal boundaries because you need space from each other even if you are in a relationship. A healthy relationship doesn't mean that both of you are tied at the hip. You need to live your own lives and still have your own friends and interests. If he starts crossing your boundaries, that means he doesn't really care how you feel. And it's also a form of manipulation because he is trying to coerce you into doing something that you're not comfortable with. Sign 2. He won't take no for an answer. It is hard to say no to your partner, especially if you really, really love him. But there are times that you can't avoid saying no to your partner. One of the signs that you are being manipulated in a relationship is when your partner refuses to take no for an answer. Remember, we just talked about crossing boundaries? Him refusing to take no for an answer is actually a form of that. He is also refusing to respect your wishes, and that is just wrong in a relationship. If you want to be in a stable and healthy relationship, you need to learn to compromise, and that means you're not always going to get your way. If he doesn't understand that, then that means he's not ready to compromise on anything. And how is that going to be a good thing for the both of you? Sign 3. He makes dramatic statements. It's normal to have an argument in a relationship. It adds some spice to it. Sometimes you even feel loved when you and your partner get into a healthy but respectful disagreement. However, if all your partner does is make dramatic statements when you are arguing, then this means he is manipulating you. If he says things like, "I thought you, of all people, would understand," or "You're the only person I've ever loved," instead of giving a clear reason why he feels a certain way, or if they attempt to cry or shame you into changing your mind, that is a form of emotional manipulation. Sign 4. He cries on key. Making someone you love cry is really hard. You feel so bad when it happens. You don't really mean it. It makes your heart hurt because you, of all people, is the one who caused it. There's a lot of guilt that comes with that. According to Utterback, tears might flow during a tough conversation. It is normal to cry when you're both having a tough fight. It gets really emotional. But take note if your partner seems to be pushing them out on purpose. Real tears produce a lot of things. It's not just water coming out of your eyes, it's a lot of emotion. Your face can turn red, your muscles tighten up. Emotionally manipulative people have crocodile tears, and they can make their voice sound shaky. But it is still an act to get you to do something that you don't want to do. And even if they were real tears, remember when we talked about boundaries? There are boundaries that you shouldn't cross, no matter how strong you feel about it. It is still a form of manipulation. Sign 5. He has home court advantage. Manipulation is all about control. It's one of the tactics used to gain control, to take a person out of their element. It is much easier to control someone when they aren't in comfortable surroundings. So if, for example, you moved all the way from another country or another state just to be with your partner and live with him, he needs to make sure that you feel very comfortable in your new surroundings. He should help you adjust into this new life and into this new home. And even though you live in his turf now, he will make sure that you still feel right at home. And he will make sure that you have your own interests and your own friends, because that is the healthy way to live. Now think about where you live right now. Where are your favorite spots? Whose friends do you visit? Where do you go on dates? If you are living in your partner's life and he isn't really that interested in yours, then you are being controlled by your partner. Sign 6, he wants you to prove your love. Keep an eye and be observant of partners who are constantly testing your love and loyalty. Because if they want you to prove your love over and over again, then you are being manipulated. Usually they might say, if you really love me, or if you love me, you'll do this. It's all about manipulation. This tactic uses guilt and emotion to shame you into doing something you don't want to do. It is a form of manipulation, no matter how innocent it sounds. Sign 7. They expect you to react a certain way. According to therapist Katie Ziskind, it is unfair to ask a new partner to be emotionally nurturing. It's unfair to expect anyone of that, especially if your partner isn't really the type to do it. If your partner is expecting you to react in a certain way or demanding you to act on something that's not really a big deal to you, then you are being manipulated. If you really love your partner, then just love them. Don't expect them to change and don't control them. Don't force them to heal all your wounds and take away all your pain. Yes, they can be there to support you, but don't expect them to mother you. Sign 8. They play the victim. If you and your partner get into a fight, no matter who was in the wrong, what was said, or what actually went down, you both should say sorry to each other. If your partner always plays the victim whenever you were having tough conversations, then you are being manipulated by him. It is a way to make you feel like you were a bad, unworthy person, and for them to avoid taking the responsibility for their own actions. These are just some of the signs that your partner is manipulating you. Remember, the Love Hub is a judgment-free zone. We won't judge you here. So if this video will resonate with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. We love hearing from our family. And remember, we have other videos on topics that you may be interested in. So go through our channel, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time.